Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for today's Pilates Reformer workout on the tower. Take a quick second to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. For this workout, have 2 short yellow springs with handles attached, 2 long yellow springs with foot loops attached, a wooden dowel or a pole like I'm using, and then the Pilates long box. We'll also use the push-through bar, so have 1 red spring attached to the top of the tower. And we'll also use the wooden dowel attached to 2 yellow springs at the top of the tower. We'll start with the push-through bar attached to 1 red spring from the top of the tower. Have your wooden dowel close by, and then come to standing on top of the tower, facing the push-through bar. Hands wide on the bar and arm's length away from it, and feet in Pilates V. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, tip your chin and roll forward, curling down the spine, pushing the bar away from you, lengthening out to stretch when you can at the bottom. Then exhale, scoop the belly, tuck the tail, and roll back up to standing tall. Do this again to stretch your back and hamstrings. Curl up the spine, inhaling, and once you're upright, separate your feet into a wider stance. Take your left arm overhead, right hand holding onto the bar. Side bend over to the right, big stretch. Inhale, rise up, then left hand comes to the bar, right arm overhead, side stretch to the other direction. Inhale, rise up, and then place both hands on the bar. We'll do a quick extension stretch. So when you're ready, inhale, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Lift the heart to the ceiling, looking up to the sky, and then return to neutral. Again, inhale, lift the heart, extending the head back gently. Exhale, return to neutral. Do this again. Now release the bar, and you'll need your wooden dowel, or I'm using a 3-pound pole, to place your heels on. We're going to pretend that we're on the Pilates foot bar, and toes will be on the mat, heels will be up on the bar as though you were laying down on your back, having your heels on the bar. Hands wide on the push-through bar, and legs are parallel, squeezed tight together. Again, heels are up on that bar. Sit back and squat down, and then come to an upright position. We'll do this several times, down and up, keeping your knees in line with your toes and pulling on or hanging off of that bar. One more time, and then you're going to place your arches on the bar and do the same thing. Legs are parallel. If the bar is really wide, you could have just your toes touching, or even potentially just your heels touching. Just make sure you feel like you're wrapping your feet over the pole, and sit back and then rise up. I like to inhale at the top and exhale as I squat down. I hope it never ends, this being more than friends. Yeah. Now we'll switch to the toes, so still parallel. Maybe roll the pole forward a little bit. Heels are down on the mat, toes are wrapped around the pole like you're a bird on a perch, and sit down and back, hanging off the bar. Breathing in on the rise up, breathing out as you lower down. It's just us two, me and you. Rise up, and then switch to Pilates V on the toes. So heels on the mat and squeeze together, toes slightly apart and on the pole. Going down and up, as you inhale and exhale.
I just feel so lucky, still can't believe you love me. Falling into your...
Next, we'll change to a wide on the heels stance. So heels on the pole, toes on the mat, and the feet are wide. Sit back and lift tall, squeezing the glutes and the thighs. Roll the pole away from your feet and come to standing tall with the feet parallel for calf raises. When you're ready, inhale, rise up to the toes. Exhale, lower the heels down to the mat, keeping your legs zipped up and squeezed together. One more time, and then we're going to go into a version of Corolla Trier heel lowers. So rise up to your toes, bend your knees, keeping your heels lifted, then lower the heels and straighten the legs. Rise up, bend the knees as low as you can, then drop your heels and straighten the legs, standing tall. Continue.
I feel like I've been here before, familiar with the view. This ain't nothing new, and every time that you walk through the door, I'm hit by the same or...
And reverse. Keep your feet flat as you squat down and back. Lift your heels while you're in a squat. Rise up, standing tall, then drop the heels down. Bend the knees, lift the heels, rise up, straightening the legs, drop the heels down. Continue on.
And so are you. I live for the moments when you're around me. I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep on. And we're fading in and out together. The view's wide open, stuck in the moment.
Return to a very narrow Pilates V stance, and then I'd like you to extend your right leg out in front of you. It's for single leg squats. Bending down, sitting back, and rising up. Going only as far as you can, keeping your pelvis level and that right leg lifted out in front of you.
You bring out the best in me, the side of you can't see. And I don't need any other help than you standing by my...
And switch legs, extending that left leg out in front, squat back and rise up. Keeping that pelvis level, abs drawn in. Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way up.
Moments when you're around me. I know you've got secrets, but I can't keep on. And we're fading in and out.
Place the foot down on the mat, hands on the bar, tip your chin, round forward, lengthen the spine out, stretching through the hamstrings and your back, then curl up to a tall position. Go ahead, remove the spring from the push-through bar and take it down.
The view's wide open, stuck in the moment.
You can put your dowel rod away, and you want to grab your short yellow springs with the handles attached, and they're going to be midway up the tower, so about where the push-through bar attaches. Lie down on your back about an arm's length away from the tower. Place one handle in each hand and then press your arms down one time to make sure you're in a good spot on the mat. And then you're also going to do one head roll up to make sure you're in a good spot on the mat, arms coming down by your sides. So if it feels too heavy, scoot backwards. If it feels too easy, scoot forward away from the tower. And we're going to be doing the hundreds. Since this is a beginner class, you can lift your legs up into a chair position to begin. Inhale to prepare, exhale up into your best hundreds position, and in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. exhale, 3, exhale, 4, exhale, beating those arms up and down, 5, exhale, 6, exhale, straighten your legs if you'd like, exhale, 8, exhale, almost done, 9, exhale, and last one, exhale and rest down. Take a moment to drop those knees to the right, head to the left to stretch. And switch sides. Next, we'll be doing reverse crunches. This will replace overhead or jackknife, which would be done on the reformer. Press your hands down to the mat, legs are lifted, and you crunch and curl the buns up off the mat, then lift the arms. Arms come down, buns curl up, arms lift up. Continue. Next, bend your knees in towards your abdomen for coordination. Elbows on the mat, long straight fingertips. Take a big inhale as you lift your head and chest, extending your arms and legs. Open the legs, close them, bend your knees, exhaling, and bend your arms. Head can stay up or it can go down each time. I felt that was too heavy, so I'm scooting backwards a little bit. When you're ready, inhale, kick out into a more advanced hundreds position, lifting your head and straightening your arms and legs. Open and close the legs one time, bend your knees, exhaling, bend your arms. Kick out, open, close, bend the knees, bend the arms. Final repetition. Release your handles and drop your knees to the right, head to the left. And to the other side. Come up to sitting, turn to face your tower. Place your feet against the post so that you sit a leg's length away from the post, but then close the legs. Grab onto your handles, one in each hand, sitting tall. Arms up and hug the tree for rowing 1. Contract your deep low abdominals, curl backwards, then pull the fists into the chest. Open the arms, flip your palms to face back, dive your head to your knees, reach the arms behind you, and circle them up and over like a butterfly stroke. And we go again, curling up the spine, go backwards, pull the fists into the chest, open the arms into a V, flip your palms to face back. Dive your head forward, and as you do, reach the arms behind you and then circle them up and overhead. And again, curl back, pull the fists in, open the arms, flip the hands, dive your head to your knees and keep it there as you reach behind you, then circle the arms towards your feet and rise up.
Don't you worry about tomorrow. Let's stay up until the morning light.
Rowing 2, sit tall, arms at a 90-degree bend. Hinge backwards with a straight spine, arms reach to the sky, dive forward, losing tension on your springs. Circle your arms back behind you, up and around for a butterfly stroke, then grow tall. Again, arms at 90 degrees, hinge back, reach up high, dive forward, and then butterfly stroke the arms back and around. And do this a couple more times, breathing in and out as you go.
Staying home or in a foreign land. I can stay like this forever. 'Cause I got the world in my hand. Yes, I got the world in my hand.
Release your handles and turn around to face the other direction, legs straight out in front of you. You will need those handles back in your hands. Rowing 3, sit tall with legs squeezed together straight out in front of you and fingertips in the handles. Reach your arms out in front of you, touch your thumbs down to the mat, lift the arms straight up and circle them around. Bend your elbows up to your side body, extend out, lower the arms, lift the arms and circle around, the whole time keeping your spine tall and lifted and straight. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Rowing 4, scoop, curl, and reach forward as your head dives towards your knees. Arms lift up and starburst around to the sides. Start at the hips, they glide along the mat towards your feet and circle up and around. Do this 2 more times. Now for serve the brownie. Still sitting tall, scoop your arms up to eye level, then lower the hands back down to your hips. If it's uncomfortable to sit with your legs straight, you can sit cross-legged or sit up on a block. Breathing in as you reach forward and out as you lower down. Keep your arms lifted for hug the tree. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, close, bringing the fingertips to touch. Engage your upper back muscles to open your arms. Engage your chest muscles to close them. Breathing in and out. I'm changing to a cross-legged position for tricep presses or shave the head. Bring your hands towards the top of your head, hinge forward if you need to, and press your arms forward, keeping your hands touching. Release your handles and come off the machine. Grab your Pilates long box. Place it approximately the center of the box in the center of your tower mats, unless you're on the Cadillac, and then it would be about in the center of the machine. I'm removing the short yellows and we'll be using the wooden dowel attached to 2 short yellows at the top of the tower for the Swan lift. Lie prone on the box facing the tower, hands wide on the wooden dowel, chest is off the box. Legs can be apart if you have low back issues. Press your pubic bone into the box and inhale, rise up, pushing your arms down into the bar or the bar down to the mat. Inhale as you lift your head and chest, pressing your arms down. Exhale, return.
Be sure you hear my call. Darkness around me and I don't know why it's so hard.
This time, keep your head and chest lifted and pump that bar up and down, using those muscles under the armpits and not allowing your spine to fall. Carefully release your bar and push back into a child's pose.
I know I'll meet you down the line. You'll ask why I wasted my time.
Come off the machine and raise your push-through bar back up, attaching to that one red spring that's attached to the top of the tower. I keep mine at the center of the tower rather than on one of the sides. Then slide your box towards the tower so that the end of the box is all about in line with the end of the push-through bar. Lie down on your back. Make sure you have room at your tail so that you don't fall off the box when we come up for teaser. And I'm doing a sit-up here just to make sure I'm in a good position. Hands wide on the bar, and then head will be hanging off. Probably your shoulder blades will be as well. Knees come in towards your belly. Rise up into teaser, extending your legs out and pushing the bar to the sky. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Your feet should be about at eye level when you're at the top. Return down. If it's comfortable for you, you can lengthen your legs down on the mat and let your head hang back as well. Breathing deeply, opening up the front body. Now for teaser with straight legs, tip your chin, look up towards your feet, and then rise up into teaser, lifting both legs at the same time, keeping them tightly squeezed together, and lower down. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. Off the machine and take your bar down. And remove the box out of your way. Now you'll need your long yellow springs, or you could use purple springs with foot loops attached to approximately the center of the tower at about the push-through bar height. Lie down on your back with your head towards the tower and arm's length away from it, and place your feet in the straps. I have double loops and I'm using the short straps because I'm using the lighter yellow springs. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building can't. Lengthen your legs to the sky, heels together, toes slightly apart. Make sure your tailbone is on the mat. Then lower your legs down, inhaling, and lift them up, exhale. Making sure your abdominal muscles are pressed down to the spine to stabilize your pelvis. So you want to be able to move your legs up and down without moving the pelvis. Your tailbone should remain on the mat when your legs lift, and your low back should not arch high off the mat when your legs lower. Open into circles, pressing the legs down, squeezing them together at the bottom, then lifting up. Make sure that when your feet meet at the bottom, they don't bounce off of each other and that they truly are attached before you lift up each time. Dropping everything 'cause you're stuck on my mind. Reverse at the top of this next one. Pressing the legs down together, open at the bottom as wide as your machine, then lift up. Continue. I don't think I ever want to go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Bend into a frog, heels together, knees apart. Press your legs out and in as though you're sliding them along a tabletop. Lengthening the legs, but keeping your abs drawn in to protect your spine from arching, and bending back in. Straighten your legs up to the ceiling for big scissors. One leg presses down towards the mat as the other one stays lifted, then they simultaneously pass each other in the air. Talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever want to go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. Bend into a chair position and press your right leg out and in several times, just the right side. Keep your left one pressing into the spring slightly so your hamstring is activated, but that left leg remains still. Breathing in as you lengthen and out as you bend. Switch legs. Just the left leg goes out and in this time. The right leg stays still, but it does have some pressure into the spring to activate the hamstring. Thinking about my options. Every detail in my... Draw that left leg back in, then simultaneously switch legs. Right leg, then left leg. Use those core muscles to stabilize your pelvis and continue to alternate. Pull those legs into a frog and give yourself a good stretch. I've been trying everything straighten your legs up to the ceiling and give yourself a hamstring stretch.
I've been staring at the ceiling.
Remove the straps from your feet and rise on up for Eve's lunge. So I'd like you to have your left foot on the floor, up close towards the front of the machine, and the right leg will stretch back behind you along the mat. Hold yourself in an upright position, opening up the front of the body to stretch your core muscles and your hip flexor, as well as your left glute and hamstring. Scoot over to the other side of the mat to do this on the other leg, extending the left leg back behind you on the mat while the right leg is bent foot on the floor. Breathing deeply. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders.
Got nothing there.
Come to a seated position facing the long edge of your mat. Your legs will be in 4th position for side overs. Left hand reaches for the push-through bar and you side over, bringing your right arm overhead and stretch. Then inhale, lift up. Do your best to keep your right sit bone on the mat as you bend over to the left.
God, I need you now so dearly. 'Cause I've been running circles.
All right, everyone, let's turn over to the other side and finish. So legs in 4th position. That means right knee is bent on a turn out, left knee is bent on a turn in. Right hand is on the foot bar, the push-through bar, and you side over and stretch, keeping your left sit bone as close to the mat as you can. Exhaling on the way over, inhaling on the way up. One more time to finish, and just thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.